So one question I receive here at the channel anytime a new season begins is what are a few of my go-to builds that I can use no matter what I'm doing in the game? Doesn't matter if I'm playing solo or in a group, if I'm hitting up Countdown or just hitting up the open world. So today, my fellow agents, I'm going to continue the series at the channel where I highlight a few builds that, in my opinion, you definitely want to have at the ready regardless of what you may be doing in the game. Now, as always, we are going to jump right into the details, and if you happen to enjoy this, do me a favor and hit that like button. It truly helps the channel out. And if you want to stay up to speed on all things Division, feel free to hit that subscribe or join button as well. Now, jumping into the build breakdown, starting with the specialization, you can see I'm using Technician, and while it does have a lot of benefits, the main reason has to do with the fact that this gives you access to the linked laser pointer, and that is automatically going to pulse every single enemy you target. That comes into play with the talent on our weapon and the gear set. And remember, regardless of the specialization you choose, always have the proper weapons activated in your weapon skill tree. That way you're getting a 15% weapon damage bonus regardless of which one you're using. Now, my primary weapon for this build is the Lexington Assault Rifle. I absolutely love this thing, and if you do not have it, thankfully you have a lot of different options. It can be any long-barreled assault rifle. You could use a Kingbreaker, you could use a Carbine 7, and you want to use a Talent Flatline because with that talent, it is going to amplify weapon damage by 15% to pulsed enemies, and after 4 kills, it applies pulse to the next enemy you hit. But remember, because we're using that linked laser pointer, every single enemy we target is going to be pulsed. And for those of you that may not know, you cannot farm for the Lexington right now in the game. The game granted these out a while back. They're looking for another opportunity to do that again. And obviously, when I have those details, I will bring them to you right away. Now, my secondary is the Rock and Roll Shotgun. This happens to be a PvP exclusive, but you can also get it from named caches. And in the meantime, if you do not have this weapon, I recommend using an ACS-12 with the Talent Flatline. That can still get the job done. Which now takes us to the gear itself, and as you can see, I'm running 1 Petrov, 1 Overlord, and the HeartBreaker gear set. We're running 4 so we get all of the gear set bonuses. 2 pieces 15% assault rifle and LMG damage, 3 pieces 15% weapon handling, and 4 pieces Heartstopper. Headshots are going to apply pulse for 5 seconds, but remember, because we are wearing the linked laser pointer, every single enemy we target is going to be pulsed. Weapon hits on those pulsed enemies are going to add a stack of 1% bonus armor and 1.1% weapon damage up to a max of 50 stacks. Next we have the body armor. That is the second piece of HeartBreaker, but because we're using the body armor, we have the talent max BPM, which is going to increase max stacks for Heartstopper from 50 to 100. That definitely helps out. Moving on to the holster, we have our third piece of HeartBreaker. One thing I'm trying to do is stack crit hit chance and crit hit damage everywhere I can. Next we have the knee pads, and we are using those for that middle attribute 8% damage to targets out of cover. Next we have the gloves, using those for the middle attribute 8% damage to armor. Last but not least, we have the fourth and final piece of HeartBreaker. We're using the backpack, and with that we get the Talent Cold, which is going to increase bonus armor gain per stack of Heartstopper from 1% to 2%. Nice little bump there. Now, as far as my skills are concerned, for this version of the build, I'm running with the Crusader Shield plus the Artificer Hive, which is also exclusive to the Technician specialization, and that is going to increase my shield efficiency and duration. Hope this helped you out, my friends, and as always, questions, comments, or feedback, please let me know, and I will do my best to get back to you as quick as I can. Most of you know by now that one of my favorite aspects about putting these build videos together is the family that we have here at the channel, so please feel free to leave any recommendations you want to new and returning players. And also remember, if you happen to be new or just returning, this is one of so many ways to run with a HeartBreaker build. One thing I strongly recommend anytime you're putting a build together is take your time and make a build your own. What do I mean when I say that? Well, you may want more armor, you may want less, you may not like certain aspects of this build. Kick the tires, try out different variations. Let me know your thoughts, my friends. On that note, I want to take a moment as always and thank you all for your incredible support. I'm going to leave you with some gameplay footage and commentary. Please let me know of any other questions you have I did not address. Thank you once again for the privilege of your time, and as I mentioned at the end of every one of these, take care of yourselves, be kind to each other, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks again, everyone. Hello once again, my fellow agents. I hope everyone is having a good day so far. One thing I'd like to point out really quick is you will notice I do not have the global modifier active. The reason for that is, like many of you out there, I'm still making my way through the journey missions, and until I have everything unlocked, I don't want to put a build together until I can show you a really good version of that build. I've gotten messages asking me to put together a backfire build. You will get that probably this week. That's the goal. However, I also want to make sure I highlight certain builds here at the channel that regardless of when you may see it or if you want the global modifier on or off, you know it's still viable. So chances are moving forward when I do put a build video together, I'll show you some gameplay footage of the modifiers on and off. That way you can see what you can put together. That's all I got for this video, my fellow agents. Thank you once again for everything, and I will see you in the next one.
No vital signs detected.
Agent, do what you have to do to secure the clinic. We can't give up. There could still be survivors inside.
Guys have been burning the road behind them. They can't go back. There is only one way forward. Good work. When we're done here, I'll send a gift to your crew at the workshop.
Secure the rest of the clinic, and see if you can find any leads on that workshop. Move the supplies you recovered back to the bridge. We'll find Danvers and make him pay for this. There's more cleaner activity in Dumbo. I'll check in with scouts and call if we find anything.